Hello and welcome back after a very long time here back on my English YouTube channel about my Lego City project called Brickworld. And in today's update, we are coming back to the building you can see right now in the center of the screen. That's my pineapple store. That's kind of the Apple store here in my Brickworld. As you can see, that's the current state of that building, and we want to build some more stuff, especially in the ground floor in today's update. So yeah, stay tuned for today's. And in my pineapple store, I really want to have that kind of look and feel, from, the real Apple store. So we have these very big tables. I'm trying to build them here with some smartphones on top of it. Of course, I'm using that tan color, but I'm not sure if that table isn't a little bit too small. So I decided to make a bigger one. As you can see here, that's a snot technique. So bricks not on top, or studs not on top. And that means I'm working with some special techniques that you have your plates and stuff like that, build it from one side to the other side and not only from the bottom to the top. And I'm really using these elements here to have a kind of holder for these smartphones, but I decided finally to make some bigger tables, and that's the big table I decided at the end. You can see the minifigure here as a comparison, and also I decided to make bigger gaps between the smartphones or later on other stuff. The technique is the same. It's a snot technique, but I only added bigger gaps and made the whole table bigger. As you can see here, I already started working at some kind of laptops or kind of desktop computers that are also on sale here in my pineapple store. And I have these little studs here to put on everything on the tables. And then it looks like that. As you can see here, I decided to create two of these big tables. We have a kind of one for smartphones in behind. We have here one here with our kind of laptops or desktop computers. On the other side, we have these printed tiles. These are kind of tablets, of course. And now we have to decide how to place these very, very big tables into our building. But I think it was very important to make them bigger, to have more that feel and look I want to have in my pineapple store here. So let's jump into the building as it is at the current state of that building. We have that very big room here prepared. We have some cables coming up here. They're going to be placed over in the next floor to go over to our big screen on the side. We have a lot of cables here from the lightning system here from Light My Bricks, of course, as always. And here are the big tables, and I have to think about it, how to place them, but I think that's the exact or the best location to place these very big tables inside here. So when people are coming in from these two entrances, they can see some stuff, they can go look at it, and of course, hopefully buy something here. And I think that's a very nice idea to start with that interior and the design of that interior. Also need to add a kind of stairs coming up, because as always, I wanted to have a two-floored store here for my pineapple store. And yeah, that's it how I went on after a lot of thinking, testing, building. Already started to build up everything here. As you can see, here's some stuff missing. And yeah, that's something for one of the next updates. I really do not have enough parts to go on, but we have some new minifigures. We have now 10 new minifigures, so we have 1,280 minifigures now here. As you can see, all the people are gathering around these tables here, looking at the smartphones here, coming into the store, looking at everything. And I think that's a very nice idea of creating that look and feel I want to have in that store. And also see we have that rounded area here with these tables here. It's not the perfect same, let's say, roundness, if that's a real word, as the building itself has, but I think it's okay. It do what it has to do and what it should do, and I think that's a very good idea. I also added some kind of plants here to have a little more color here inside. But we have that very big white area here. I'm not sure at the moment what to do with that. And I also need to install somewhere an elevator for people that are not able to use the stairs. Currently, we have that connector here. That's just for testing, of course. All the cables running here on top will be hidden in some future updates, and also already added the stairs coming up here. They're just missing some tiles, but I think that's a good location for the stairs coming up to the second floor. And yeah, I think we're on a very, very good way building up the interior of that pineapple store. Here, maybe I'm adding the elevator in a future update for coming up. And of course, we also need the place where the people are standing behind the counter to sell you the stuff. And we have that other room here down that's going to be a kind of storage room for all the stuff. But yeah, I think I have a good idea now. Also, when we are outside of the building, we have a very nice look inside. I'm not sure how much of it you will be able to see later on in your future world when everything is done around in that area. But at the moment, I think it's a very nice area inside. We have these big windows, so maybe we're going to see a lot of later on. And we have the final view for today's update. Just added some little parts here, added the missing tiles here, just tested some stuff. And yeah, I'm not sure at the moment how we will do that with that big screen here, but maybe we are going to add the elevator inside of that very wide big block. I'm not sure, but by the way, I added another minifigure coming down here from the stairs where I also added all the needed tiles. So we have one more minifigure here in the city. And yeah, that's it for today. As always, feel free, whatever you think about today's update, any ideas, whatever. Here you can see better the room where it's going to be the storage room later on. But yeah, I think that's a very nice building here, especially with that rounded area and also a bit of that big screen here. It's a little bit unstable at the moment, but it's going to be better in a future update, of course. And it's also very important to finish up that building here before I can really go build up the building on the right side, which is our Oscorp tower, because I need to know how big that building with that pineapple store is to find out at which high I can add windows and need to work on the facade of the tower when it's higher than the building in front of it. So that's very important to build up that building soon. But so stay tuned for future updates and bye.